origin of this soup is debatable. It travels along the spice route from Africa to India, taking cumin, coconut, and garlicky spices along its way. It's a delicious, unsolved mystery.
Soup is the perfect food. It feeds a crowd, it's comforting, it's a great way to clean out your fridge, and it is the ideal edible gift. My friend just had her 4th baby, so I'm going to make her an African peanut soup. When you've had 4 children, you do not need more baby clothes. What you need is soup. The star of the show is a boerewors sausage from my local farmer's market. It's a mild aromatic sausage, and I've taken the casing off, and we're going to brown it straight into a hot pan. Lovely. Give that a little stir. You don't have to worry about adding oil at this stage because the sausage will kick off a little bit of fat and it'll keep things from sticking. I'm going to add some leeks. They are my secret soup ingredient. Really sweet and tender and milder than a regular onion. You have to make sure you clean them well because dirt does get in their little leaves. And I find they just pair really nicely with onion. The combination of onion and leek is lovely. This stage of the soup, where vegetables are just simmering gently, is called sofrito in Italian. It's the basis for any soup or pasta sauce. And if you rush that stage, it won't be nearly as good. So you have to be patient, let them simmer gently. It's a nice rustic soup, so it doesn't have to be too perfect. It smells fantastic already. Yeah. There we go. I'm also going to add the roots from cilantro. You can tell the difference between parsley and cilantro when you're shopping because the roots are still attached, and use them because they are filled with flavor. Just give them a little wash first. There's often a little bit of soil still attached. So just chop through the root and up into the stalk and save the leafy tops for garnish. All those little pieces of root will add incredible flavor to the soup. Little stir. Yum. And of course some garlic. I like to add garlic later on. So if you add it early on in a hot pan, it tends to burn. And we do not want burnt garlic. Body weight. Get the skins off. Mince the garlic to the best of your abilities. You can use a garlic press. I find them a pain to clean, so I just use my knife. Chop as finely as possible. And then in goes the garlic. The soup is now crying out for a little color. So I am going to add 2 sweet potatoes cubed. Could also add squash, which is the traditional vegetable in most African soups and stews. I think they refer to it as pumpkin. It's a baby edible pumpkin, unlike our North American jack-o'-lantern, which isn't so tasty. I've learned the hard way. Sweet potato is my secret weapon in soups and at supper time in general because it cooks so quickly. Everyone loves sweet potato. Not only are they colorful and tasty, they also have fiber in them, which is great for a new mom. Another thing I love about this soup is, aside from the sausages and the cilantro, everything else comes from either my cupboard or my pantry. And I love it when you can just quickly make a meal from what you have and you don't have to go to the grocery store, especially when it's raining out and your kids are crying. 15 minutes, you'll have a soup. And do not worry about your bite-sized cubes of sweet potato. I don't want to see anyone in the kitchen slicing with the aid of a ruler. Just go for it. Instant beauty. Chickpeas go in next. They're also called garbanzo beans. You could use dried chickpeas soaked overnight, but for ease, this is the route I'm going to take. They're filled with flavor and texture as well, and they pair really nicely with the sweet potato. Smells divine. Now I'm going to turn this African soup into an African peanut soup. I'm going to create a little liaison with natural peanut butter and some Indian curry paste. This is a madras paste. It's quite a spicy Indian paste. You could use mild if you wanted, and you could also use a Thai curry paste. I don't want anyone to go out and get a new curry paste just because they think they don't have exactly what's on the menu here. Add a little bit of coconut milk. You want this to be nice and smooth before you add it to the soup, so there aren't any bits of curry or peanut butter floating around. Liaison, as they say in French cooking. Wow, that smells fantastic. The rest of the coconut milk and some vegetable stock or chicken stock, whatever your pleasure, and add just enough to cover and leave this to simmer for about 15 or 20 minutes until the sweet potato have cooked through. This is really coming together. The sweet potatoes are tender, and I'm smelling lots of curry and cumin and cloves. It smells divine. I'm just gonna have a little taste to see if it needs any salt. I like to add salt at the end of this soup because often sausages and stock have a lot of salt already in them, so you don't want to overdo it. Yum. This needs a little pepper, I think. Lovely. Before you pack up your edible gift, always have a little sample yourself. Call it the chef's treat. A nice, generous portion. And top with a little cilantro for color, always. This is an excellent meal for a cold night. It is the ultimate comfort food. It's also the ideal gift for a friend who's just had a baby. She's gonna love it.
We could call this African Indian spice root soup, but you know, the name doesn't matter. It's all about the taste. Just get in the kitchen, wherever you are. Mysteriously yours, Peanut Soup.